Ash Ketchum's journey ended with an 11-episode series of him traveling the world alongside Misty and Brock. What if this seemingly fillery series is actually a foreshadow of Ash Ketchum's true ending? Misty, his very first companion who helped kickstart the anime, also became the final one to share in his farewell adventure. After all, they say first love never dies. This doesn't feel like a coincidence to me. Ash's story has come full circle with Misty by his side again. From their fiery first meeting to their heartfelt final journey, their bond has stood the test of time and distance. PokeShipping is named as the shipping between the first two protagonists of the Pokemon anime series, Ash and Misty. PokeShipping's Japanese name, Satokasu, is a reference to Ash's Japanese name Satoshi and Misty's Japanese name Kasumi. It is the first ship that sailed in the Pokemon anime, and no, I'm not talking about the SSN. This is my 4th entry in the series that I talk about Pokemon anime ships, and you should definitely check those out too. With that being said, let's talk about 10 moments that best display Ash and Misty's decades-long relationship. What better way to start this list than by going back to the very beginning? Pokemon Episode 1, I Choose You. As Ash and Pikachu are trying to escape from an angry flock of Spearows, they find themselves jumping off a waterfall and into a body of water where they literally almost drown. Luckily, this orange-haired girl, Misty, happens to be fishing nearby, and she snags them out of their misery. Misty initially scolds Ash for not taking care of his Pokemon well enough to the point of even slapping him. Footage of which the English dub had to cut. So Ash takes Misty's bike and brings Pikachu to the Pokemon Center. But when Pikachu accidentally fries the bike, Misty is understandably enraged, so she starts following Ash wherever he goes, constantly reminding him to repay her for her bike. This has led to Ash and Misty venturing through countless adventures together. They may drive each other crazy, but they're always beside each other through life's ups and downs. Eventually, Misty just forgets about the bike altogether and just decides to stay for the funsies of being with Ash. Unlike most other companions where they join Ash because it suits whatever dream they have, Misty chose to stick by Ash because she's genuinely having fun with him. She wants to be with him for as long as they can. And that to me is a true testament of love and friendship. During one of their adventures, Ash, Misty, and Brock stumbled across a small, seemingly innocent port town called Maiden's Peak. What they thought was going to be a continuation of their fun summer vacation turned into a frightening yet hilariously crazy encounter. Ash and Misty share this unique spiritual trauma as they're trying to fight and ward off something that's outside the physical realm. And after Misty tries all sorts of things imaginable, the ghost, which turns out to be a ghastly, ends its haunting scheme until next year. But the real PokeShipping highlight of this episode is found towards the end. As the town celebrates a festival, Misty's in a nice kimono, taking Ash's hands and invites him to dance with her under the beautiful starry night. This scene truly solidified PokeShipping as one of the most iconic anime ships ever, especially in the late 90s. It's such a sweet and intimate moment that Ash has only ever experienced with Misty. Now, Misty has always been Ash's supporter, cheering for him and coaching him through his battles. When the going gets tough, Misty toughens up and gets him going. She is his biggest supporter and defender. And this is most emphasized during Ash's battle with Richie, where Ash is missing in action and is in danger of disqualification. Misty, with the assumption that Richie had something to do with this, thanks to Team Rocket's ploy, rushes to him with heavy steps and angrily accuses him of being a two-faced phony. Often when Misty hits someone, it's usually just slapstick humor, but this one is serious. She is worriedly angry that Richie may have caused Ash to miss a competition. To me, that showcases how much Misty cares for Ash. She's willing to fight tooth and nail for him, to the point that the commentator notes that Misty might have just been the toughest battler in the league. Poor Richie ends up being innocent, but the lengths to which Misty's prepared to go for Ash is not something to be understated. Pokemon love stories are always beautiful to watch. From the poignant in Bye Bye Butterfree to the hilariously tragic Love Totodile style, there's always something special about seeing Pokemon fall in love. According to Misty, love is the most important thing in the whole world. At least, aside from water types. So in the episode where two Nidoran trainers, Emily and Ralph, refuse to get along despite the Nidorans being in love, Misty concocts a series of plans to get them together. Ash, though clueless about the world of love, just goes along with it. But as Misty is writing fake letters to Emily and Ralph, Ash questions the effectiveness of this plan, sparking an argument between the two. Then Misty notes that Emily and Ralph are not mature enough to admit it, but they really like each other. To which Tracy responds by saying that's exactly the same as her and Ash. Of course, this causes both Misty and Ash to lash out at Tracy, but I like how this little scene not only ships Misty and Ash, but also provides evidence of Misty and Ash's potential romance. In fact, the whole Nidoran plot can be viewed as a plot device that mirrors the relationship of our two protagonists. The episode then concludes with a kiss. No, not between Ash and Misty, but between the Nidorans, causing them to evolve. Good luck on breeding now. Then Ash asks an age-old question, do you think people change when they get kissed? To which Misty responds, guess we'll have to find out ourselves. The implication of these lines clearly hint at some sort of kiss happening in the future. Wait, wrong girl, Ash! The Orange Islands, for the sweet tropical season that it is, truly gave us lots of sweet PokeShipping moments. The most significant of them all, and perhaps of this entire list, is found in Misty Meets Her Match. After Misty rescues Trovita Gym Leader Rudy's little sister from drowning, Rudy welcomes her with a bouquet of flowers and an invitation to dance with him before accepting Ash's challenge for a gym battle. Then as Ash's journey through the series of tests, Rudy spends his time trying to win Misty over. And by nighttime he invites her to a special dance session with his Pokemon, where he proposes to Misty to stay in Trevita Island for good, with the implication of spending the rest of her life with him, urged by the fact that his sister also wants Misty there. Misty is clearly distraught, and it seems like she's really considering Rudy's proposal. The day of the battle shortly comes, and unlike her usual cheerful self during Ash's previous battles, Misty remains quiet the whole time, deep in thought. That is, until the final battle, where Ash and his Squirtle are starting to lose against Rudy and his Starmie, ironically Misty's original ace Pokemon. Seeing Ash backed into a corner, she screams at him, tones so aggressive but full of love and care. This signals Rudy and everyone watching that Misty is truly on Ash's side, wanting him to win the battle, and indirectly answers Rudy's proposal with rejection, as she very clearly chooses to travel alongside Ash. In the end, Rudy gracefully accepts Misty's decision and calls Ash a lucky guy. Our heroes continue their travels, and soon later their journey leads into Johto, where they encounter this girl named Temaku who's literally the female version of Brock. After Brock saves Temaku from an accident, she instantly falls in love with him and starts fantasizing about marrying him. Ash initially wonders about the idea of Brock getting married, but then Misty casually says, "You and I will be married someday too." Ash nods in agreement before actually realizing what she just said. This episode even doubles down on PokeShipping because later that night, Misty has a pep talk with Brock. You see, Brock isn't really into this girl. I know, shocking. But Misty points out that this may be the last chance, so she encourages him to give Temaku a chance. And then she says, "Take it from me, it's a lot easier to like someone who likes you than to like someone who doesn't." Brock questions how she knows that, but Misty's able to divert Brock's attention, saving her the moment of possibly confessing to him her feelings for Ash. Ash and Misty have had their fair share of battles, but it took them 5 seasons before they could finish an official one. For the triannual World Cup competition, Ash and Misty decided to join and test their skills in battling with water Pokemon. Both Ash and Misty make it past the first round, and in a twist of fate they suddenly find themselves matched in the second round. Their eyes blink non-stop, processing a mixture of emotions, knowing they'll battle their best friend. A tragic match, but that's definitely bound to be enjoyable. The English dub subs it up the best. They're the perfect match. While they're the best of friends, they promise to give it their all in this battle, especially since the last time they battled in a water field, it did not end up well for either of them. Only one of them can move on to the next round, and being the aspiring water Pokemon master that she is, Misty takes advantage of a powerful combo of Poliwhirl's physicality and Psyduck's whatever headache confusion power to snatch the victory. Ash then goes on to cheer his heart out for Misty in her next round battle, which she lost, but yeah. This episode was definitely a nice moment that Ash and Misty will share for the rest of their lives. Ships are meant to sail through various adventures and challenges, but the time comes when even the strongest ships must dock, where passengers have to go their separate ways. PokeShipping is no different. When the curtains close for the Silver Conference, Misty receives a call from her sisters, urging her to go back to Cerulean City to watch over the gym while they're away. Misty's got no choice but to go home. Coincidentally, the previous Nurse Joy of Viridian City manages to fix her old crispy bike. Putting salt into the wounds, Ash expresses excitement for Misty's departure, saying that she can finally go home quickly. Of course, this actually hurts Misty, wondering why Ash doesn't feel sad about their inevitable separation. She runs away holding back her tears before getting pestered by the invincible Pokemon brothers. As Misty is backed to a corner, Ash and Brock step up to battle alongside her. They share their final heartfelt battle together, resulting in a victory. But as the sun begins to set, Misty reminds Ash of his morning rituals and tells him to keep on doing his best. She then states that her meeting Ash was a coincidence, but Ash disagrees, saying that they were always meant to meet and become friends. Before leaving, Misty gives Ash a handkerchief to carry Brock's lunch, but also as a symbol of wiping tears for their goodbye. They promise each other that they're gonna meet again someday, and that ends PokeShipping's fun long journey. But worry not, PokeShipping fans, because Misty will make multiple returns in the Pokemon anime, most notably in the pair of 2-parters in the Sun and Moon Saga. When the Alola gang visits Kanto, Misty alongside Brock meet with them at the airport. Everyone is having fun learning about the Pokemon of the region, but the main highlight of this adventure is Ash's battle with Misty in the newly redesigned Cerulean Gym. This is PokeShipping at its peak excellence. Misty surprises Ash by her ability to Mega Evolve her Gyarados, while Ash's Pikachu surprises all by having the courage to battle Misty in the Cerulean Gym. The animation, the tactics, the sheer power displayed in this battle, it's undoubtedly a 1v1 masterpiece. And then later, it's Misty and Brock who are the ones to visit Alola. During the summer vacation, Misty and Ash spend a lot of fun time in the beaches of Alola. They surf the waves together, ventured in the forest together, chilled together, and battle Team Rocket together. In the end, they witness a beautiful fireworks display together, reminiscing the wonderful memories they built and looking forward to the future that awaits them. Yes, Misty has constantly supported Ash even when she's away, but knowing Misty, she just can't sit back and watch Ash's journey flourish without her by his side. Just as ships are meant to dock, they're also meant to sail again. In one normal day as Ash is trying to catch a Clauncher, he's stopped by a fishing line that belongs to none other than his old friend Misty. She claims that she's been trying to catch his Clauncher for a while now. It isn't long until the two engage in the same old banters. Then Misty reveals that watching Ash's battle with Leon fueled her to kickstart a new journey. Ash and Misty resume their pursuit of catching Clauncher, but neither of them are successful. So Clauncher makes the decision that Ash and Misty engage in a Pokemon battle to see who is worthy of being its trainer. The battle is between Corphish and Politoed. This battle mirrors their old battle of more than 20 years ago where Ash and Misty once competed to take ownership of Totodile. But unlike before when Poliwhirl loses Misty the battle and the Pokemon prize, the Green Frog comes out victorious against Corphish, giving Misty the Clauncher and the distinction of being the first person to defeat the newly crowned World Monarch. At the end of the day, Misty again decides to follow Ash on his adventure with the excuse that Clauncher would want to spend more time with Corphish. But honestly, she just wants to be with Ash for a little more time. The two, along with Brock, reunited and sailed the ship that once docked. Whether you love or hate PokeShipping, you can't deny the fact that it is one of the most iconic ships in the entire Pokemon series, next to the Brave Asagi of course. But did we miss any PokeShipping episodes? Perhaps you're thinking about the time Misty rejected Giorgio in Pokemon Chronicles, or the time when Ash saved Misty when he thought Todsnap was shooting them with a gun, or the time when Misty drove Ash's ship away from Serena in Pokemon Journeys. And don't get me started with the movies, that's a whole different level of PokeShipping. And not to mention, all the songs that were made for Ash and Misty. Honestly, they're all bangers. You should definitely check them out. My personal favorite is He Drives Me Crazy. Me and my boy Starmeister listen to this all the time on Discord. If you made it this far into the video, I want to say that I truly appreciate you. I guess what makes me Misty most of all is that this video has to come to an end. It's been your boy LUAPER, and I'm out. Peace.